All right, guys, what's up? We are back. It's the opening round for the expert. We had a minus 11 in the qualifying round. I went back and watched the video, and I think we can make a couple adjustments and hopefully only improve on that score, um, at least somewhere in that minus 24 range, something like that. So we will get started with hole number one. All right, so for this hole, we're going to use the rock along with a Kingmaker ball. So power 3, and let's get to my rock driver. It's going to be a 10% elevation change from top to bottom. All right, so we found an opponent, and we'll see who goes first. I go first. All right, so 8.3 is going to be the distance. We're going to be pretty close to min, so 7.3 is min. And we're going to go with a full right. Looks like we want to go basically right there. So we're going to go basically to 8 and take our shot. Oh man, we just missed on that. I think with the right setup, maybe I might have taken off just a smidge of right spin, but I think that we definitely have that dialed in better than the first time around, and hopefully we can improve on it from there. All right, so we took a birdie there, and -1 after one hole. Moving on to the second hole. All right, so hole 2. I'm going to go ahead and play with the APOC and hopefully a Grizzly or Hornet, depending on our distance. I made one change in that I am going to play with an Aurora ball. Just because of the wind resistance, I want to cut it down for the second shot if I am using that Grizzly. And I should still have enough distance to clear the bunker without any problem on a great shot. So we'll take the shot and see how the hole goes. It's like we're up against Yoda. All right, so 5.5 is the wind, and we're going to go full top, full right. You can see that when I pull up, it's going to go over there, so we shouldn't have any problem clearing that. 5.5 is 4.2. And then I'm just going to push this up. And we hit great left. We got some right curl on it. Shouldn't have any problem there. It's going to bounce right over the bunker. And then hopefully it'll stay out of the rough line, which it does. So 428 is our drive right there. All right, so it looks like we're going to be in Hornet range or Grizzly range. Let's go with the Hornet on a rough bump. All right, so 5.4 is going to be 5.4. And we're going to take our shot. And we hit great right, which is going to push us off to the right hand side. So hard to say for sure if it would have gone in the hole if we'd hit perfect. But I like that for 25 distance that we got. And we'll just look to improve on the shot taken from that point. All right, so we made a birdie there. We are now at 2 under through 2 holes. And coming up to the dreaded par 5, third hole. We're going to go ahead and use the big topper, and I'm going to swap out to a sniper real quick. So I watched the video back of the qualifying round, and 2 things I learned is that I feel like I don't need a long distance wood to be able to make the green with a berserker ball, and also that the big topper, if I get enough wind, doesn't need any sort of overpower, which is going to be huge, because if you miss the big topper, great or worse, it can end up in parts that you never thought you were going to end up in. All right, so our opponent hit it 506 with the power hook. We're going to play it a little differently. 10.7 is the win. I think we had 11.1 last time, so that's good. 10.7 at a 10% elevation change is going to be, oh man, I'm way off. 5.2. And then we're going to push up. And take our shot. So I hit the ball 453 last time. This looks like it's going to come in pretty close to that range. Hopefully at least that far. 434. Wow, we're considerably shorter. Hopefully the Power 5 will get us there to be able to rough bump this towards the pin. All right, let's take a look and see what this shot gives us. So if I go full top with about 2 balls of push up, we should be good. So 98, I'm going to use 5%, which is going to be 11.1. And I'm going to push up 3 rings, and we'll take our shot. Let's see what this does. Didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do, but it gets us into an easy chip range, and from there we will be able to eagle the hole. Alright, so we're just going to line up just a smidge outside of the landing zone, or the middle of the pin. And take our eagle. That's going to put us up to -4 after 3 holes, right on par with where we need to be at. All right, so hole 4 we're going to play as it's par 3, 15% elevation change. It's probably a little more like 12%, because we're going to play on the first fairway line there. We're going to play with the Kingmaker and a sniper ball or a sniper club, and go with looks like 2.5 bars of topspin and full right spin, and aim it just to the left of the hole and let the ball kind of feed back in. All right, our opponent is finishing up. We're probably up somewhere around an 8 wind. So this is 15, and 9.1 is the wind. I'm going to use so that's going to be, 10.1. So we're going to go full right, 2.5 top. And then we're going to go 10.1. And we're going to put about a half a ball of curl on it. Hit great right, which I think will only help us. It is. So we're close. Just went by the hole. I haven't figured out a way to do it a little differently yet, so I think I'm going to keep using that shot. I meant using a Aurora ball with a little more curl, but at the same time, that seemed to work out just fine. All right, so we're up to -5 through 4 holes now, and on to the 5th hole. I hate the 5th hole. I think that's probably the easiest way to say it. I have in my notes here that I need to switch over to the Saturn and use the Kingmaker ball with the APOC. So let me do that, and I'll be back in 1 second. All right, so we've got our bag set up. So we're playing with the APOC with the Saturn, and we do have the Hornet in there in case we do get to where we might want to be, but I think the Saturn is going to be the right club to kind of lay up with and have a little more consistency, which is what we're looking for. All right, so at first 7.8 is the wind, which is 6.1. I'm going to play with the 4 bars of topspin, and then we're going to go to 6.1, and then I'm going to push up. And we'll take our shot, put a little bit of right curl on it. That's going to clear and hopefully stop right before the rough. Just like that. 377 was where that was at. I like that play. I like the feel. Hopefully we can dial in a Saturn shot here and maybe even get a drop. So our opponent went into the rough. It's something that seems to happen more often than not. Okay, so here we're going to play the Saturn. 7.7 is the wind. I don't know that I have enough to do that. Well, 7.7 at mid distance is 2.7 rings. So So we're going to push all the way down, come up to there, and then go 2.7. Looks like we're just a little long. But I still think this is going to stop okay and be a good shot. So we went a little long on the drive. I don't know that there was much we could have done that would have been a little better. I think it's probably the safest shot that I've seen so far. And sometimes safe is just okay. All right, so we birdied there. We are now up to -6 and heading to the 6th hole. It looks like here on the 6th hole, we're going to play with a Kingmaker. And we're going to play with the Guardian and a rock, which we've got right here. So Kingmaker, Guardian, and rock. And we're going to go with max right spin, 1 top, and about 3/4 of a ball of curl. Alright, so 7.8 is our wind. Like I said, max right spin, 1 top. And 7.8 is going to be 8.8. And we're going to use just probably about a half a ball of curl. That's going to roll nicely down. 335, which I think is exactly what we got in the opening round. Hopefully that Kingmaker ball is going to get us set up nicely to go ahead and reduce the wind a little bit for this Guardian shot that we're going to take. All right, so 335, like I said, was our distance. I'm going to play this plus 5%, meaning that's slightly uphill, and that's going to be a 7.2 adjustment. So we're going to place our line right there and go right at the hole. And then we're going to go 5, 7.2. And we hit great right. Which means we went great right. So I think that plus 5% adjustment is right, because of the fact that you're adjusting downwards into the bunker. So you kind of take away that by using the plus 5%, because now the ball is going to come back up to an even level. It just makes your adjustment a little easier than trying to not over adjust because you're going to the bunker, yada yada yada. Just take the 5% off and then go ahead and take it from there. Our opponent looks like they didn't take the 5% off, and then they ended up in the bunker there. So would have been a perfect example to show you guys. All right, so I'm gonna tee this down a little bit. It's kind of a tricky. I don't think there's an issue if you overrun it, but the ball can definitely take off in some instances. All right, so we're going to take our eagle there, and just what we wanted so far to start the tournament. Nothing special has happened yet, but we're still in the running to have something special happen. All right, so we got that eagle there, -8. And moving on to the 7th hole. Number 7 is a par 3, and we're going to use a power 1 ball with the sniper here. So I've already got my sniper set up over here, and that's the only club I should need to use. So we're going to use this sniper ball, or the spider ball here. I've got one left, and it's a wind resistance 4 ball, which will hopefully cut down the wind a little bit. After that, though, I'll probably have to go to an Aurora ball in the later rounds. This is going to be a 20% elevation change. And we should be right at pretty close to min distance, excuse me. Alright, so 20% elevation change using the sniper with a power 1 ball. This is going to be a 7.4, which is going to be a 6.9 adjustment. So we're going to move it right over here. I'm going to go just to the left of the hole. I've got basically 2 balls. So 6.9. And hit the ball perfect. It's going to roll nicely. And just come a little bit to the right. I've heard people use a little more or a little less side spin. I think that's the right play. We'll use the Aurora ball going forward and try to dial that one in. I think that we got the speed just perfect. Just need to kind of straighten out the line a little bit. All right, so we're up to hole 9. We are at -9 through 7 holes. We're going to play this with the Berserker ball with a Rocket Guardian combo. And so we're going to go full right, 4 back, and 3/4 of a ball of curl on the tee shot here. We want to be somewhere around 300 yards. Uh, 10% elevation change on the drive. Alright, so I jumped the gun a little bit there. We're actually on hole 8. And so I need to switch up a couple things. We are going to use the rock. We're not going to use the Berserker ball. We're going to change that to the Aurora. And this is going to be 6.3. And we're going to play the ball right about there. And so 6.3 is going to be a 6.2 adjustment. And then we're going to use full curl. That's going to bounce over and bounce nicely. 313 is what we're looking for. And it looks like we've got 320, so a little better than we were actually expecting. Alright, so our opponent just dropped their shot. Wish we could do that. We're going to use the Hornet here, and it's going to be a 0% elevation change. So 5.9 is the wind. We are kind of in mid distance there. A little bit more than mid. And we're going to go right up through the hole. 5.9, kind of a 75% slider, is going to put us at 5 rings. And we're able to get the drop there. Finally, I've been waiting to do that on this hole. That's great. It's kind of funny when you get an eagle and you don't end up getting the win because your opponent did it too. So we got the drop there. That's great. And then we're gonna forfeit this and move on to hole number 9 this time. Okay, so hole 9 here. Now we're going to play again with the Rock and the Guardian, like I talked about earlier, and the Berserker Ball. Full right and 4 backspin with about 3/4 of a ball of curl. And that should set us up well for a Guardian shot into the green. Our opponent put a good amount of curl on it. Let's see what their shot does. Looks like it's a good move. They're going to end up in a good spot there. 308 is the yardage. Anything over 300 is basically what you want to get. So we're at 10.7, which is 12.8 or 11.4. So full right, 4 back. Go right there. And then we're going to go with about a little over 12 rings. And then put just a little bit of curl on it. And we hit it perfect. And that's going to roll right into a good spot there. So 309 is what we got for the yardage there. The backspin helped to keep it from going too far. And so our opponent came up short, and that's really what you don't want to do. I'd rather go long than short. So 11.2 is going to put us at 10.5 rings. So we're going to go full right, 2 top. And then we're going to go with 10.5 rings. And then I'm going to push up all the way and put just a little bit of baby curl on it. And hit great right also, but it should be okay. Looks like we got a decent stop. Oh man, we just missed it. Maybe it might have been the perfect shot. If we wouldn't have hit that great right, but that's okay. We'll take this for eagle and have a nice front 9 of -13. All right, we're getting ready to play the back 9 here. So we're gonna play with the Rock again, and a Kingmaker Ball, and it's gonna be a 10% elevation change, and we got the Rock already in there. So we were really close, just a couple inches off with our shot last time. So I'm gonna make one minor adjustment, um, and take a shot from there, and hopefully it'll go in the hole. All right, we're up first. 7.6 is the win this time. So that's going to be about 6.7. So we're going to line this up half and quarter right there. And we're going to go full back and as much right spin as possible. 7.6 is going to give us 6.7. And we're going to use just a smidge of baby curl. And of course we get great right, so that's going to be probably to the right of the hole this time. Well, maybe we'll dial it in one of these days. I'm going to play that same adjustment again because you don't want to change your adjustment until you hit the shot perfect and see what happens. I think the adjustment is good. We're just going to have to see if we can tweak it just ever so slightly. All right, so we're going to play hole 11 on the back nine here. It's that par 4 with the bunker that we should have no problem clearing. I like that Aurora ball last time, so I'm going to stick with it here. And we're going to play it with the APOC. And depending on the distance that we get, we're either going to use the Grizzly or the Hornet. Hopefully we can get down far enough to where we can use the Hornet. But we'll just have to see how it goes. This is the only overpower shot that I'm using on the entire course, which to me is critical. It's just something that you don't have enough consistency with the overpower shot. It's going to be a 10% elevation change, and like I said, we're going to use that Aurora ball to cut down the wind on the second shot, and we'll have to see how it goes from there. Alright, so we've got a 5.4 wind. Like I said, we're going to use that Aurora ball. Full top, full right. I want it to be right about there. 5.4 is going to be 4.2 rings. And then we're going to push it up to max. Go max power with some right spin or right curl. And we hit the ball perfect. So we got 425 last time. I'm thinking that we might be able to outdo that this time. Hopefully. 428. That should be perfect with the for that Hornet club that we plan on using. Alright, so we're going to try this shot. I'm going to call it a 5% elevation change. 5.2 is the wind. So at 100%, that's a 5.2 for the Aurora. Or excuse me, the Aurora. The Hornet. So we're going to line it up right there. And then line it up right there. And we hit the ball perfect. And this time, it's going to come up just short again. Man, it's almost like I need to use a 10%, excuse me, 0% elevation change, but I know that that's not right. Oh yeah. All right. Well, back to the drawing board on it. We'll figure it out. All right. So we are up to minus 15 through 11, and now we're gonna play that third hole, which is the par five, big topper and sniper, and we're gonna use the berserker ball. Gonna set this up. I keep forgetting to do this. So big topper, sniper, berserker ball, 10% elevation change, and let's see what we can do. I've got my notes to pull back slightly, which I did do last time, but I think I might have pulled back just a little bit. I just have a fear of hitting such a perfect shot that it ends up going into the rough or bunker there, which would, take us away from the eagle unless somebody else makes a albatross on that hole. So we are up first, and 9.8 is the win. So that's only 4.7. I feel like we've been a lot shorter than that so far. So I'm going to go ahead and push up the full distance. So 9.8, like I said, 4.7. And then I'm going to push up full distance. And we'll take our shot. So at 9.8, we can definitely clear, no problem. Looks like we're going to get some pretty good roll out of this. We only hit it like 450 or 434 last time. This time we got 443. So I'm going to note that. 443. That's going to give us about 10 more yards for our sniper shot. All right, so we went 443, like I said, which is going to put us in a little better position. 11.9. So we're going to adjust this basically right there. So 11.9 is going to be 13 and a half rings. This time we hit great left. Shouldn't pose a problem. Except it might go into the bunker. Good, it stopped just sort of the fringe. I'm going to have to tweak that shot a little bit. I'm not overly a fan of it, but I would rather use a sniper than any other club when it comes to trying to find a ball guide that works. Alright, so now we got our chip here. It's not the hardest of chips. We also have a good wind direction. So we're just going to pull it back as far as we can. And then I'm going to go through the hole. Good chunk. And we'll take that shot. And no problem there making that eagle. Had to sweat it a little bit, but really everything worked out okay on it. Alright, so we're going to play hole 13, and we are, I don't even know where we are, 17 under now, 18 under. I'm going to switch to a firework ball. Not sure exactly why yet. but I'll tell you in a few if I like it or not. I may switch to a Centurion on the weekend, but the bauble, with only having one side spin, it doesn't really fit into what I need here, and I don't know that Aurora has enough distance on it, so we're just gonna have to see if this will work with the sniper. I've got the 15% elevation change and the sniper in there and a power 4 ball. Alright, so 15% on the adjustment and 10.5 is our win. That's something that we're going to have to counteract with. So 12.7 is going to be our adjustment that we're going to have to make. Alright, so 12.7, 6.5, and then 6. So even that's going to be a little too much. I hit great left. I have no clue what this is going to do. Looks like we're just going to get in a chipping zone. So probably go back to, maybe even go to the Aurora, that we don't have to adjust too much. Kind of take it from there. Or go back to that first shot that we had that was pretty close, but I was just trying to improve it. Alright, so hole 14 here. We're currently 18 under through 13. I'm going to use the Saturn on this hole along with the APOC. No overpower. And I decided to switch to a Aurora ball, hoping to get a little less distance on the tee shot, and then also have to make less of an adjustment on the shot at the green. Alright, so we're going to use that Aurora ball. 4.9 is the win. I only went 4 last time on the top spin. I'm going to go 5 this time. I just have a concern of getting over this area here. So 4.9, 10% adjustment is going to be 3.8 rings. So we're going to go right about there. 3.8 rings. Going to put us there. And then we're going to push up our tee shot. A bit great left, but we shouldn't have any problem getting up and over. Oh, we did. We barely got over. Maybe we're going to go full top next time. But I think that this does still set us up pretty well for what we're trying to achieve here. Alright, so 5.1. Looks like we are in sniper range. So that's not good. I have to do something like this. Right, like that. 5.1 is going to put us at 4. So it looks like it'll work. Man, I just cannot get this hole figured out. It's alright. I think we have it dialed in now to where we can not have to do that again. Alright, so hole 15 here, 4 holes left to play. We're playing the Rock and the Guardian. We're going to try that rough bump shot again, along with the Kingmaker ball. All right, so our opponent just took their shot, and a reminder: we're going to play Rock and Guardian. 7.9 is the wind, so we're going to play full right, one top. Just like that. And that's going to be an 8.9 adjustment. And then we're going to put a little over half a ball of curl on it. Puts us right into a nice spot. We were at 335 last time. This time we're at 337. So pretty consistently in a good spot to be able to use that Guardian Club. All right, so we're gonna play +5 elevation change. 8.2 is the wind, so that's 6.9 rings. We're gonna take our ball right up in here. And then go up to right there. We're gonna go 6.9. Be right there. I made it perfect. Let's see what happens. Like the camera, we're way off to the right. But it did roll back nicely. All right, hole 16. We're gonna play with the sniper and I'm gonna try, an Aurora ball. See if we can make that work a little bit. It's gonna be a 20% elevation change, and hopefully we can cut down the wind a little bit with the Aurora ball, and see if we can get it to feed right into the cut. All right, so the more I thought about this and seeing my opponent use the bobble ball, I think I'm going to use the bobble. It's the same stats, it just doesn't have all the side spin. So we're going to go ahead and swap out to that ball. So 4.9 on the wind. It's going to put us at 4.6 at min distance. So 2 back. And we're going to aim just off to the side. And then we're going to go 4.6. And we hit that great right again. It's going to bounce, be okay, but it's going to be off to the side. Still want to see that shot with a perfect one. We'll take the birdie there, but I think the bobble ball is the right call. That way I don't waste the Aurora ball that I would use on a lot of other situations. All right, hole 17 here, 2 holes left. So we're going to use the Rock and the Hornet and the Aurora ball and play it from there. 10% elevation change. And hopefully we won't need to use any other clubs besides those two. And we're up first, so 5.2 is the wind, which is a really nice wind. Haven't seen that much lately. So full top, full right, and 5.1. And we hit the ball perfectly. It's going to bounce over, bounce nicely, get a good amount of roll. And we shot at 320 last time. That's right where we are this time, so really good spot to try to drop that shot again. Alright, so 0 elevation change on the second shot. Looking at a 6.2 wind, so a little higher than last time. 5.9. I played this at a 75% slider, which was 5.2 last time. Now let's see if we can get another drop. And we do. So that is a shot that we have dialed in. We have been able to make the same shot, same exact shot twice, and dial it right in there. So something that we're going to keep reusing over and over and hopefully keep getting the same results. All right, so last hole of the tournament here, it's par 5. We're going to use the Rock and Guardian combination. And we're going to go ahead and play this with the Berserker ball and 10% elevation change and take our shot. I feel like with that last hole, we really dialed that shot in. I hope you guys kind of take notes. You got to have obviously a ball that is going to give you that wind resistance to not have to adjust as much. But our opponent also, which you didn't see, drained his shot as well. So it's definitely a makeable shot. All right, so we're going to go to there. 10.6 is going to give us 12.7 rings. And then we're going to put about a little more than half a ball of curl on it. Hit great right. That should still be okay. As long as it gets down and stops like it does. So 311. Last time we hit at 309. We should be in a good spot to go ahead and basically use the same setup as last time. I did go 2 bars of topspin last time. This time I'm going to go about 1.5 bars of topspin and just see if we can get a little bit closer distance wise to the hole there. Alright, so 9.8 for the win. We'll go full right, about 1.5 of topspin. We're basically going to set up right there. 9.8 is going to put us at 9.2 rings. And then from there, we're going to push up all the way. Put about just a half, maybe a quarter ball of curl on it. Hit great right again. Looks like it's going to have enough distance. and still a little long. Kind of surprising, but we did get a good amount of distance with the tee shot. 311, I think. Anything over 300 is kind of where you want to be. So we will tap that in, make our eagle, and that'll put us at 26 under, which is exactly where I thought we had a potential to be at. Want to appreciate and thank you guys for watching the video, and hopefully you can take away some things and do have some success as well in the tournament. If you got questions or comments about why I did something, or something that even maybe is working for you that you see I'm having trouble with, leave it on the comment feed, and then from there we will get them answered and maybe even do it in the next video. So appreciate the time, guys. 26 under was the round here in Expert.